There's Mama and Oliver. You got the rabbit, Bubba? Sebastian likes the little bunnies. Aww. There's Abby. She'll be having babies soon, I bet.
Gotta check her belly and clip her nails.
Hey guys, Steve here from the Cook Family Homestead, and today on this cold and blustery, rainy fall day, I thought I would show you guys what I'm doing in the barn. This time of year, I get everything ready for winter. We could possibly have snow this weekend, they said. Nothing's gonna stick, but you know, hey, it's coming and we know it's coming. So we deal with a lot of things just because of winter that maybe a lot of people that homestead or in the modern homesteading don't have to deal with. And when you're raising animals, there's a lot of things you have to take into consideration with the cold. I mean, we get teens, single digits, below zero at times for long periods of time. So these are things we got to take into consideration. So let me show you some things that we do to take care of our animals, specifically just take care of our animals in the barn here. So check this out. So hay is vitally important to have for winter. So right now we have about 30 some bales, but this is our meat chicken coop. And this coop, we just actually butchered our last batch a couple weeks ago, and we don't raise them in the winter. So I took the little run they have there that they can walk up to go outside in, and then we'll actually put a couple pallets in here, and this will be filled with hay. So we're gonna have about 80 to 100 bales in here, and that will easily get us through the winter. I figure we're gonna need about 70. And what we use the hay for is obviously they eat a lot more because of the cold and because they're not outside grazing. Right now they go outside at least for a couple hours a day. We also give them a lot of bedding, as you can see, keep them warm. And we use the bedding as well for the rabbits. Because the rabbits, and they also eat some hay. We'll put a bunch in there for them to eat, but we keep them nice and warm. And then for our chickens, we put a layer of hay down every week when we can't get and clean the coop, because in the winter, right now they come in and out all day, so a lot of their waste goes outside, but in the winter, they're inside a lot, especially with, you know, a lot of snow, blizzards, freezing temperatures. They'll stay put right in here. So we put a layer of hay down just to keep them warm all winter. So the other thing we deal with is water. So if you can see right there, we have a water base heater, and you have to have a metal waterer for this particular model. And this has a thermostat in it. It kicks on when I believe it's 33 degrees or so. And that keeps the water from freezing. That's like a huge help. And also where my water here comes in the barn, I have, if you can see, I have heat tape wrapped around there. And this will never really freeze. It's meant not to freeze these spigots here for the barn, but these hydrants will freeze when it gets like single digits or below zero. So I'll keep that plug in. That also has a thermostat on it, and it will kick on when it becomes freezing out. But ever since I wrapped that with tape, that never freezes. So rabbits as well, water here. We have a heated water, if you can see, and I don't have it plugged in right now, but we'll plug that in. That also has a thermostat, kicks it on and works nice. That's a nice water bottle too. I think you could pick these up around 20 bucks or so, Tractor Supply. And they'll keep their water. And then also out here, I have these buckets, don't have them in yet, but these buckets are heated buckets. If you can see, they have a cord there. What's nice about these cords too is they're made so they can't chew them. Because if you have goats, you know they'll chew everything. So we have a 5-gallon and a 2-gallon for the goats. And so that will keep their water from freezing as well. So those are a couple issues. Another issue we deal with is with the chickens. Let me get back in here. With eggs. When it is bitter cold, eggs will freeze. So you got to keep on top of them and get them. Sometimes when it's like really bitter cold, we'll get them a couple times a day. But normally once a day still is okay, but you don't want to miss a day. And then finally over here in the winter, I'll put in heat lamps, and I'll leave them in all winter, but I'll only turn them on when it's like really, really cold. Like if we get in a really a cold patch coming through where it's like a week or so of single digits, which happens a couple times a year, I'll put the heat lamps, keep them on, and they'll huddle under them. You can tell they they like them. So those are kind of the things we deal with here with the cold weather that maybe a lot of people don't have to deal with. But our number one issue is, our number one issue for us is keeping our animals healthy and happy, and we love our animals, and really we spoil our animals. We try to keep them clean. We try to keep their pens clean. We try to keep them warm and well fed, and not only well fed, but feed them healthy as well. So I hope that helped you, give you some ideas of maybe some things you need. Most of this stuff you can pick up at a feed mill or Tractor Supply. We go to a local feed mill here for a lot of things, but I do pick up a couple things like these buckets. I got a Tractor Supply, but so there you go. One other quick thing before I forget. We also get our grain. We get this at our local feed mill. They mix it up. This is our goat and sheep, and we do grain them once a day. We'll give them a scoop in there, and we do that, and that also helps with keeping them warm throughout the winter as well. So there you go. Hope that helped you. Thanks for watching. God bless, and stay warm this winter.